Hi everyone, my name is Elizabeth Tyndall, your host and creator of Punk Yeah Education for Hairstylists, and welcome back to another tutorial. So today's tutorial is something that I absolutely love because I have short hair. We are going to be doing a textured style on a bob, and we're only going to be using two products and one hot tool. So let's go ahead and dive in. So before you begin, you're going to want to make sure that you have all the tools you need to succeed. So I have my hair straightener here. We have it set on 390 degrees. I always recommend going up a little bit in heat and doing only one pass on the hair versus using a lower heat and needing to go over it over and over and over again. I think that it's going to cause more damage if you do it at a lower heat multiple times versus just one time at a high heat. Then I have my wet brush here for detangling. I have my Cricut wide tooth comb. I have the coconut infused one, which I love, and I use this whenever I'm finished to comb out my style. I have my rat tail comb for sectioning, as well as my rat tail clips. I have my alligator clips as well. I like these because they grip so much better. And then I have my heat block spray, which is going to give us hold and heat protection. And then I have my dry texture spray, which is just going to give us such a full voluminous style. And we will go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to assess this base hairline here. So you can tell her hair is only coming to about her jaw. You can see here. So it's just about jaw length. So we're going to want to make sure all of the little baby hairs underneath are smoothed down. So we're going to go through with our straightener and just take the first inch and a half of her hair and just really smooth it and make sure we have a nice foundation for our style. So I'm going to be using my heat block spray first, and this will just apply right at the bottom there. I like to give it one solid comb through. Perfect. And now we will take our flat iron and comb straight down. Perfect. And just do that to the entire base. So on the side of the head here, you can see from our first section up to our next section, we could go above the ear, but that would be a very huge section right back here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go just to the top of the ear and drop down a small section. So now you will be coming all the way up to the back of the ear. You'll just clip that out of the way. And we will do the same thing on the other side. Once you have both sides clipped away, you're going to take your heat block spray and you are going to reapply and comb straight down. And because she has so much hair, we are actually going to straighten this part as well. If you have someone with thinner hair, now would be a good time to start the waving portion and curling. But because she has such thick hair, we are just going to let this foundation ride out. Now we're going to drop down our next section, and this is where we're going to start our waving. So we're going to take about an inch section above that, drop it down, clip it up, repeat our sectioning on the other side so we can just smoothly flow from one side to the other. Perfect. Always applying our heat protection. And this is where it gets a little bit fun. So I am going to alternate waving and curls, and I curl all in the same direction just because I feel like it gives me more of a wave and I have less pieces to fight with whenever I am working on the hair. So this front piece here, I am going to curl because I love how it will frame the face. We're going to hold our flat iron vertically, clamp down, and twist away from the eye. And just pull down nice and slow. Holding your flat iron at an angle and twisting and pulling straight down is going to give you an elongated curl here, as you can see. And we are not going to comb that out. We are going to wait until later to comb that out. So we have our next section here. Turn her a little more so you can see better. We're going to take our flat iron, clamp, twist towards her and away and towards her. So that's going to give us a really nice crimp in the hair or a wave. If you have a waver or a crimper, you can also opt for one of those. I love the flat iron though because I get to pick which way the ends are going to flip. I like to flip them in and outwards so that there's a little bit of variation in the style. So the next piece, I will go ahead and do a curl, vertical, twist down, and we get our little curl. Now we are going to move again to the wave. Again, we're clamping towards her, away, and towards. And then the next curl I do, I will actually alternate that, or my next wave, I will actually come away towards her, away. That way we can kind of get a different flip going on here. We will go ahead and do another curl, vertical, twist, and keep pulling straight down whenever you're doing that. Now this one we will do differently so that you can see the difference in the wave. So we're going to take it, we're going to go down towards her and back down. And that will flip out the ends of the hair. And whenever we comb that out, it's going to give us a lot of nice piecey texture. So we'll finish up this side of the head and we will move to the next row. All right, we have our next section drop down and we are going to begin this section with a wave instead of a curl because we started with a curl. So now we'll go wave, curl, all the way around the head, and then we will go to the next section. All right, we have got our next section dropped down. And again, we are going to start with our heat protection and do the same exact thing. This time we are going to start with a curl just because we started with a wave last time. And we are going to do this until we complete our head of hair. All right, whenever you have finished the curling and waving process, this is what your mannequin should look like, or your guest, whoever you're doing it on. So you have lots of variety in texture and shape. In the hole underneath, you can tell you still have a very heavy weight line here, and none of this is flipping outwards. That's going to give us a very nice layout whenever we go and comb through everything. So now we'll go ahead and get to the comb out and finishing portion of our style. So first we're going to start with our dry texture spray. We are going to shake all of our products before we use them, and then we are going to apply by putting our fingers in gently into the curls, lifting outwards and spraying upwards into the hair. This makes sure that we do not get too much grit at the top and get any kind of unwanted flyaways or anything if your guest has very fine hair, which can happen. I feel like this just disperses our product so well and it really gets through to every hair. And I just do a quick sweeping motion. And then in the bangs, I do things a little bit differently. I spray onto my fingers and I will tussle the bangs. I don't like to spray directly into my guest's face. I feel like that just gives me enough to where I can make them a little bit more messy. Perfect. Now we are going to take our wide tooth comb. You're going to pick a side that has had time to cool. You want to make sure that you are doing all of this whenever your client or your mannequin has had time to cool off first so that the style can really set in. And we are feeling pretty cool on this side, so we will go ahead and start to comb out. I always hold the hair at the root. Holding the hair at the root is going to make sure that we can comb through it and not lose our volume at the top of the style. So I just like to grip the hair and then lightly use my comb and comb through those ends. It's okay if it looks a little bit messy because we are going for a more textured style. You're going to repeat this step around the entire head until everything has been combed out evenly. I love how this style is turning out. We're going to lightly comb through those bangs just because we want to break up that product we had put in. And I can see that the left side doesn't feel as balanced as the right side, so I'm going to go back in and add just a little bit more dry texture spray. It's always okay to make adjustments to your finished style. That way you can ensure you have balance on both sides. You can already see how much that dry texture spray has balanced out this style, and now it's time for our finished result. Okay, I am so obsessed with this end result. I think mixing up the waving motion and the curls in the hair have made such a difference and gives it so much tussled texture. It's totally giving beach. I am obsessed with this look. Thank you all so much for watching this textured bob tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. You can check us out on Instagram, or we will see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe.